Hello, my name is Ibek. I'm a ninth grader in 75th school. I was trying to ask you, what kind of qualities does a pilot need?
So our pilots in Kazakh Air, it's in high standard level of quality. They graduated from Academy of Aviation of Kazakhstan, or some foreigner pilots, which is the same. The license is for airline transportation license, all the pilots, and they have very good experience and many hours, flying hours experience on, especially on Q400. They follow all the rules of safety from ICAO standard and EASA rules. They following all the rules, and they as a company, as a total, they compliance with all the standard rules of Kazakhstan law, and also in EASA and ICAO standard rules.
What can you give some advice to me as a young starter going in this?
First, after you finish graduation of the school, academy, so you have to do the online training, okay, and you have to read more about all the news and many safety features of the aviation industry, and all the news about the environment of aviation, okay? So it will increase your knowledge about this, and especially after you take the first type rating of flying, so you will do like practical training, okay, but the main important things, the knowledge. The practical, it will come by training.
Can you tell me some characteristics about the plane?
The Halivan Q400, also known as a Dash 8. The aircraft has two turboprop engines, delivering 5,000 horsepower each. The capacity is 86 passengers, and it flies at around 650 kilometers per hour when it's on cruise.
How to fly the aircraft, how the aircraft is flying, okay? So basics, we call it this type of aircraft, it's like fixed wing aircraft. Not only this, like any aircraft has a wing like this. We call it fixed wing. And other type of aircraft, we call it rotary wing, like helicopters. Okay, so we call it in our technical wise, specific, we call it fixed wing or rotary wing. So the principle of flying, okay, this wing, which carry or lifting the aircraft and keep the aircraft lifting on the air, okay? So this principle of flying, depending on the differential pressure between upper the wing and lower, okay? When the air speed, so the aircraft is starting rolling on the runway to get speed. When this speed, the air coming to the wing from the leading edge, we call it this area, the front of the wing, leading edge, then the air is divided two tiers from the upper surface of the wing and lower, okay? And the upper surface of the wing is longer than the lower. So the speed of the air will be faster in the upper surface, more than the lower, because this is aerodynamics. You will, if you study, you will know about aerodynamics. So the air, which divided the air upper and lower, the wing, it will induce differential pressure between upper the wing and lower. So this differential pressure, it keep the wing to lift the aircraft in the air, to like force, lifting force. We call it lifting force. How the aircraft will moving in the air, okay? Through the engine, okay? Engine give us the speed, okay? How come? This type, we call it prop engine. There is another several kind of engine, turbojet or turbofan or bypass ratio, high bypass ratio, low bypass ratio. But the general is turbojet or turboprop. So this engine type or this just for make forward displacement. So for our engine, for example, this propeller blade, when we rotate with the angle, it displays the air, take the air from the front and display it to the aft. So this movement of the air suctions the air from the front and push it to the aft by force. It was like, you know, Newton's third law of physics. Any action has reaction, okay, in the same force, but in opposite direction, okay? So the philosophy of the engine, when they make power to the aft of displacement of the air from the forward and push it back to the aft by high velocity, high power, the reaction of the engine wanted to be go forward. And the engine is installed on the wing, on the aircraft. So he talked with the aircraft to go forward, okay? So this is the engine, the wing. On the ground, we use landing gear because we have the aircraft has to go during rolling on the ground, on the taxi, on the runway. So we have nose, landing gear, and main landing gears. So, and this landing gear has system to retract it and extend it after burn out. So we have to retract it to reduce the resistance. You see the aircraft, or any aircraft you will see, it has aerodynamic shape, aerofoil shape, you know, to minimize the restriction, the resistance, the drag, you know, to give you more speed.
Do you have a technical stations for the planes where they can get checked for any problems?
Absolutely. Our main base of operations is Astana, so we are proudly based in Astana, and our main maintenance base is here. But we also have maintenance capabilities in Almaty and other cities in the region to support the aircraft.
Can you tell about exactly this model of the plane and how safe it is?
Okay, so we have a standard, minimum standard of safety, okay, in general, in all types of aircraft, okay, starting from the engine. At least we have two engines in the aircraft, okay, as a redundancy, because the aircraft can fly with one engine. So we have two engines. This is the first safety thing. This is the minimum. You will not find any commercial aircraft with one engine. Minimum two. If something is happening with one engine, okay, you have the other one until you land safely. Okay, this is the basics of the safety. First things, we have minimum two engines. All other systems, any system on the aircraft, we have minimum two, independent two systems. For example, if the system like landing gear, just three landing gear, we system for retraction and extension. So we have two ways to do this extension. Hydraulic system, okay, this system which control and operating the flight control surface, you know, about the aviation to make pitch up or pitch down. So on the wing and on the vertical stabilizer and the horizontal stabilizer, okay, we have panels. We call it primary flight control, which controlling the attitude of the aircraft, the flying mode of the aircraft. So we call it this aileron. We have aileron on the wing. We have elevator on the stabilizer. We have rudder on the vertical fin. So this is the main three sources of the flight control. So this flight control is working by hydraulic actuators which are moving it. So we have two systems to move this control, not only one. If someone has some defect in some items, we have the redundancy, we have the backup to do it.
What qualities do you look in a pilot?
Great question. So a pilot has to be a person that is always learning, always studying, very committed to the work because they work nights, they are away on vacations, so have to be very committed. Another very good quality that we look on pilots is being able to recognize mistakes and accept mistakes and improve all the time. We really look on those qualities in a pilot.
What mistakes do pilots make? So in future, when I become a pilot, I don't make those.
Absolutely. So it might be sometimes they forgot to press a small frequency here, right? And then the first officer in this case will say, we'll put the right frequency, right? So sometimes there are small things. That's why we have two pilots. So they always cross-check each other.
You said you need to read a lot of books. What books would you recommend?
General information about aviation, about safety of aviation, about EASA rules, about ICAO standard, about navigation rules. This is general, as a general, just for normal general information. But specific information, you will take it during your specific study, which the section you will join.
Can you tell me about the business class? How was it there?
So we take care of all the passengers like they are business class passengers. We really give a very good service to our passengers, and we really appreciate all of them. So our cabin crew are very good at taking care of our passengers very well.